Are you ready to dive into the deep waters of Stoicism? In this video, we will cover 7 basic statements that an intelligent person would never say. While Stoic philosophy guides us on the path to wisdom, it also teaches us what to avoid in our daily conversations. So how does a true Stoic speak? What words do they use? What words do they avoid? Each of us can be a slave to our emotions at some point in our lives. What we can say when we lose control of emotions such as anger, jealousy, or ambition actually shapes our character and worldview. Stoics seek ways to achieve moral and philosophical maturity as well as emotional balance. That's why, in this video, we will delve deeply into the statements that not only an intelligent individual, but also a Stoic philosopher would never say. Remember, philosophy is not just about theoretical knowledge, it also requires knowing how to apply this knowledge in practice. At the end of the video, you will also find practical suggestions on how to integrate this knowledge into your daily life. If you want more content like this, please subscribe to our channel and join us on your journey to wisdom. Let's take a closer look at 7 key statements that a Stoic sage would never utter. Part 1. Independence and self-sufficiency. For a Stoic, independence is one of the cornerstones of life. This independence refers to being self-sufficient not only physically or financially, but also intellectually and emotionally. A wise Stoic does not use phrases like, "I cannot do without the approval of others," or "if that person does not come with me, I cannot go either." Because such phrases indicate excessive dependence on external factors and personal powerlessness. In Stoicism, personal freedom and inner strength are based on the ability to make your own decisions, regardless of external circumstances. According to this philosophy, our happiness and peace should not be determined by the actions or reactions of others. A true Stoic is an individual who is self-confident and able to take responsibility for his or her own decisions without the thoughts, words, or approval of others. This independent mindset is evident in everything from our daily decisions to life-changing choices. For example, a Stoic chooses what he believes is right rather than doing what is popular. Instead of giving into social pressure, he follows his own inner guidance and moral values. So if you want to think like a Stoic sage, focus on developing your own independence and self-sufficiency. Remember that every decision you make is a step toward strengthening your freedom and personal power. Being able to stand on your own 2 feet is one of the most important lessons of Stoicism. This applies not only to physical and material independence, but also to intellectual and emotional independence. When you discover this independence and power within yourself, you will find that it becomes easier to cope with the challenges that life throws at you. Part 2. Anger and revenge. Anger is a natural emotion that everyone feels from time to time, but Stoic philosophy teaches that uncontrolled expression of anger is far from wisdom. A wise Stoic avoids statements like, "I must make him pay for this," or "How could he do this to me? I will punish him." Because such thoughts feed feelings of hatred and revenge, which are detrimental to our spiritual peace. Stoicism recommends that we cultivate understanding and forgiveness instead of anger in order to maintain personal peace. Instead of viewing the actions of others as a personal attack, a Stoic understands that these behaviors are often a reflection of one's own inner conflicts and limitations. Therefore, instead of managing, ignoring, or suppressing anger, it is viewed as an opportunity to understand and overcome it. A true Stoic strives to improve and learn from the situation rather than seek revenge. This both helps us progress on the path of personal growth and increases the peace in our lives. Recognizing, accepting, and dealing with these feelings with wisdom, rather than being carried away by feelings of anger and revenge, is a cornerstone of a Stoic life. Remember, acting out of anger often results in regret, but forgiving and understanding makes us stronger. Chapter 3. Luxury and excess. Stoicism advocates a modest lifestyle and opposes excessive luxury or excess. A wise Stoic would not use phrases such as, "I can only make sense of my life by buying the most expensive things," or "I cannot be happy unless I have the best." This is because such thoughts reflect dependence on external circumstances and the misconception that true happiness is measured by material wealth. Stoic philosophy advises us to find personal fulfillment and happiness in non-material values. True wealth lies in spiritual fulfillment and wisdom. For a Stoic, the real luxury is inner peace and spiritual wealth. Therefore, living simply means discovering the freedom of having less. Looking within and questioning our true values and needs distances us from the temporary satisfactions brought by the external world. In the process, we realize that having less actually means more freedom and less anxiety. Stoicism guides us to find the true meaning of life by freeing us from being trapped in a constant cycle of consumption. So if you want to live like a Stoic sage, avoid unnecessary luxuries and excesses. Simplify your life and discover that true happiness lies in non-material things. In this way, you will add more value not only to yourself but also to the world around you. Chapter 4: Gossip and Social Judgments. Stoic philosophy places great emphasis on the development of personal virtue and strictly rejects gossip or judgment of others. A wise Stoic avoids statements such as, "You can't believe what you hear about so-and-so," or "If only you knew what I think of him." Such statements show unnecessary interest in the private lives of others and personal judgments, which are incompatible with Stoic teachings. Stoicism advises us to understand that each individual carries his own inner struggle and journey through life. Therefore, when evaluating the actions of others, a Stoic prefers to be understanding and compassionate towards them rather than judging them. This is important not only for our personal development but also for social harmony and peace. The goal of a Stoic is to develop one's own character and wisdom without being affected by the negativity of the outside world. Gossip and judgment are obstacles that disrupt this process and distract us from our true goals. Instead, it is more valuable to evaluate each individual in their own context and contribute positively to them. Being a Stoic requires being kind and understanding to others. Therefore, instead of judging and gossiping about others, we should focus on our inner world and constantly work on improving ourselves. Remember, everyone has a story, and those stories may not be what they seem from the outside. So, if you have the time to talk about others, use that time for more benevolent and constructive things. Part 5: Excessive Worry About the Future. Stoics emphasize that excessive worry about the future is an obstacle to living wisely. A wise Stoic avoids saying things like, "I am so afraid of what will happen in the future," or "My life will be ruined if this happens." Such thoughts overreact to the uncertainties of the future and underestimate the value of the present moment. In Stoicism, the concept of the more fatty or love your fate is important. This refers to being ready to accept whatever comes in the future and make the most of it. A true Stoic knows that he cannot change the future, but he also understands very well that he can control his own reactions. Therefore, instead of constantly worrying about the future, he focuses on the best thing to do in the present moment. Anxiety about the future is usually a scenario created in our minds, and most of the time it does not happen. These anxieties can disrupt our current happiness and inner peace, and reduce our quality of life. As a Stoic, it is important to notice these anxieties, question them logically, and not waste energy unnecessarily. In this way, it is possible to have a balanced and logical approach, without going overboard, even when thinking about the future. Remember, focusing on the steps you can take right now, instead of worrying about the future, will not only allow you to live a happier life, but also to face the future more wisely. Therefore, instead of thinking about the future, appreciate the present moment and live each moment fully. Chapter 6: Fear of Failure. Stoics accept that failure is an inevitable fact of life and advise not to be afraid of it. A wise Stoic does not use phrases like, "If I fail, I will lose everything," or "Failure would be a disaster for me." Instead of seeing failure as the end, such thoughts prevent us from understanding that there are lessons to be learned from it. Failure, according to Stoic philosophy, is an opportunity for personal growth and self-awareness. Every failure allows us to know ourselves better and strengthen our weaknesses. For a Stoic, it is our response to failure that matters. We choose to remain strong and resilient, not to give up, and to learn from each experience. So, as a Stoic, when we face failure, we avoid seeing it as a personal defeat. Instead, we evaluate how we can emerge stronger from the challenges we face. Failure should be a stepping stone to moving forward, not a stop for us. Overcoming the fear of failure helps Stoics develop determination and resilience. Remember, nothing in life is completely under our control, but we always have the power to manage our own reactions. Accept your failures, learn from them, and always strive for better. Chapter 7: Egocentrism. Stoic philosophy advises avoiding egocentrism in personal development. A wise Stoic does not use phrases such as "everything revolves around me" or "without me you can do nothing." Such thoughts ignore the importance of personal commitments and social responsibilities. A true Stoic considers the needs and feelings of others before his own interests. This requires empathy and community awareness. Understanding and contributing to a larger society of which we are a part is a core value of Stoicism. Therefore, instead of being egocentric, aim to help others and look after the common good at every opportunity. Considering the well-being of others, even as we meet our own needs, makes us more balanced and wise individuals. Stoic philosophy shows us how to be more wise and balanced in our lives. The principles we cover in this video can guide you in your daily decisions. If you found this content helpful, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to be notified of our new videos. Continue this journey with us for more wisdom and inner peace.